Faced with the unique challenges presented by the coronavirus pandemic, ServiceNow has just released 4 free emergency response apps to help their customers and governments navigate this crisis. Joining us this morning is ServiceNow CEO Bill McDermott. Bill, it is always good to talk to you. Good morning. Good to see you.
Good morning, Carl. Thank you very much.
You want to talk about what you announced this week?
Yeah, Carl, we announced 4 applications. Emergency response operations was the first big one. And I want to credit the state of Washington, the Department of Health, and Jennifer McNamara there did a great job building on top of the Now platform a way in which they can deal with incidents, and they can also take all the activities that they've done that require federal funding and immediately optimize that in a workflow. So they get things done, they also get things funded, and they execute beautifully. Today, that app is now a open source app that we will make free all over the world to anyone that wants it. The second app was an emergency outreach, so people can, in fact, be engaged in the workforce. We know where they are, we know how they're doing. Of course, self-reporting, if you've been exposed to the virus, is very important. That's another app, and how you deal with the self-reporting rules in a workflow. And finally, the emergency exposure management. If you have been exposed and you need to be quarantined, we want to make sure you're safe. We also want to know who you've been around so we can make sure they're safe so business goes on and goes forward. So these are 4 applications, and I want to be clear, they are free. They are available on ServiceNow.com. And they are available whether you're a customer or you're not a customer. ServiceNow is all in on helping beat back this terrible, terrible virus.
Yep. Bill, how much coordination is there between you and the federal government? Even, I mean, you mentioned Washington State, but state governments at large. And do you think that efforts like this from yourselves, from other members of corporate America, need some kind of national webbing or glue to have these responses be more broadly coordinated?
Yeah, I think, the first thing we wanted to do was make sure everybody was safe in our company. So we've been working from home and enabling all digital operations, and we've encouraged our customers to do the same. That's the beauty of digitally transformed businesses. You can operate in a highly agile way at the speed of thought. Secondly, we really wanted to maneuver these best practices, such as the ones I've just announced today. And that's really key because, we can't keep score on what everyone else is doing. We have to take charge of what we're doing and make what we're doing available to everybody. And we're doing this at the federal, state, city, and local level. For example, just since last night when we launched these applications, I get a report out instantaneously of the number of downloads and the number of people moving on these apps. And they're literally in record numbers, Carl. And I expect that to continue. We are aligned with the federal government. We are working with many of the agencies and, of course, the states and local cities and municipalities. So I feel that the outreach has been very good. I feel that our innovation has been very relevant, and we're really driving those best practices everywhere we possibly can.
Bill, I just for our benefit of our audience, people may not understand who you are in the sense that this is so you. You've got something that's really great. It's about public health, public service, and you make it free because that is Bill McDermott, and that's the Bill McDermott we know. Bill, I think the country needs your help here. When you ran your previous company, SAP, and when you're at ServiceNow, you're in touch with small, medium, large businesses, all the great leaders of our time, public, private, entertainment even, corporate. What would you do if you were the president?
Well, I think the most important thing is to make sure that everybody is safe. Then you have to really take a public and private partnership approach to all of these operations. So we recognize that none of us is as smart as all of us, and the best ideas tend to come close to the ground. You have to get those ideas up top so you can scale them in a best practice orientation. So innovation, rewiring the splitting of the value chains that have gone on from 20th century technology and reorienting those value chains into workflows that are seamless, that are technology-driven, and that can scale across the world is incredibly important. So we got to run the country, but we also have to collaborate with other parts of the world. And finally, I would make sure, as president, that you have to have a clear purview on helping customers help their customers. You know, Jim, you'll remember well the financial crisis of 2008, and this too will pass. But the reason that passed is everybody got focused on doing their job and running their business, because customers have businesses to run and they have to win in the marketplace. So I think that's the key. So I would make sure there's plenty of capital available so the wheels of capitalism go full speed ahead. Whatever has to be funded in the short run to make sure that we come out of this with a hockey stick in the end would be done, and keep people relaxed and focused. There's no sense in being anxious and panicking, because it's not going to help. So keep them focused on the prize. We're all in this together.
Bill, one last question. Would you invest in America right now?
Absolutely. The American dream is an unstoppable force. America is amazing in its resilience and its grit. And there's nothing like American innovation. There's no country that I'd invest more in than the United States of America, Jim.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Bill. That's Bill McDermott, Chairman and CEO of ServiceNow, which is a fabulous company that we all know has helped so many companies just try to figure out how they're going to be able to do their business better. Now we know he's doing the same thing with the healthcare and public service.